Hi everyone, I'm back this week to talk a little bit more about color and emotion. Different colors have different emotions associated with them, and artists use these in a lot of interesting ways. So I brought a slideshow to show you a little bit about that. I bet some of you have seen the Pixar movie Inside Out. In that movie, there was a young girl, and it was all about her emotions, and they were characters in the movies. And they're a great example of how color can be used to tell you more about emotion. So, for example, disgust was green. She was icky and bleh. And joy, she was yellow and really happy and bright, and that symbolized that feeling. Sadness was blue and sad, but blue is also really calm, and she was super calm too. Fear was purple, and anger was fiery and red. You can even see some red in his tie. So they really use these colors to give you some of these feelings. This is an illustration by San Diego artist Philip Sang, and it's called Out for a Stroll. So you've got this Yeti walking around in the forest, right? But is it a calm, nice forest, or is it the sky is red and orange? And here in California, that really makes me think danger. So red usually means something that's hazardous or worrisome, but it could also represent love. And in different cultures, colors also represent different things. So today we're going to talk about what these colors make you feel here in our culture. But if this Yeti was walking through a totally different, like bright green scene or a snowy scene, it would feel very different. But the red makes you feel a little bit foreboding and worrisome. This is the Spotify DJ cat, and he's really cool. He looks calm and collected. It's all blues and greens, really soothing colors. If he was done in red or purple, I think it would feel a little different. Here's one of my favorites, bread. Do you want to eat this sandwich? I do not want to eat this sandwich. Part of it is the colors, that green. It just looks no, nobody wants to eat that sandwich. But if it were done in bright colors with like a bright lettucey green and just both didn't have that face on it, then yeah, you might say, wow, I'm hungry. The stag beetle. This is by a Japanese illustrator, Royo Takemasa. And red and black, particularly together, are warning colors. You know, there's danger, even in nature. So there are a lot of animals that have those colors, and that's like a warning, like, don't touch me. But if this were like a jewel beetle, all glittery, yellow, red, purple, you'd probably really want to pick it up. Maybe you shouldn't, but it's like much more inviting and welcoming. But this is like a danger beetle. And here's something interesting. This is Sandra Iliescu, and she's a Romanian artist and architect, and she actually works in New Jersey. But she did a trip in Rome, Italy, and did these illustrations of the city called In the City of Z at the Water's Edge. And there's two that I brought today, and I want to show you because they're basically the same, very similar illustrations, but the main difference is the color. This one's very warm and inviting, sunny. It's welcoming to you. And this one, it's the same place. It's even got the same title. It's kind of dark and foreboding. And maybe it's just a cloudy, rainy day, but maybe it's a little sinister. I don't know, but that's something that just the color made a difference. And this is the artist Deborah Ramsey. She's an American artist, but she did this color exploration in Thailand. So what she did was spent a month in Thailand and really noticed what colors she saw around her. Not so much what colors she was feeling, but what she observed. And the colors in different countries are different. Sometimes you see, like our cities are a lot of grays and blacks, but in other countries, the cities might be whites and blues, like in Greece or somewhere in Mediterranean areas. But in Thailand, you see a lot of pinks and greens and golds. And she made these paintings It's called the Color of Place series. And she made paintings of exactly the colors she saw there. She actually used a digital program to reproduce exactly those colors. And a lot of these were based on lotuses and palms and temples. And you see a lot of gilded golden Buddhas in Thailand. So she created a little encyclopedia of the colors of that particular place in Thailand. And she didn't do it based on her feelings, but looking at these give you feelings. For me, I've been to Thailand and it's really a warm, reminiscent feeling. These are remind me of what it was like to be there in the tropics and all the golden Buddhas and everything. And it's a really interesting project. So we've looked at several artists and how color is used to convey emotions, to make you feel things, or to help with a meaning in a painting or an illustration. And what I'd like you to do is to pick a place, pick something that you'd like to illustrate, whether it be a picture of a city or a scene from your home. It can be anything. And I want you to draw the same exact picture twice. And then I want you to color it in 2 different color schemes. Maybe the first one can be all warm colors. Say, for example, you draw San Francisco and then you color it in all reds and oranges and yellows. And then the second exact picture you color in all grays and blues and greens. And then I want us to look at them side by side and see how they're different and the same and how they make us feel. I took inspiration from a photograph that I had of an old rundown building. It had a lot of strong shadows and lines, some curvy lines, and I just really enjoy this picture. So I thought I'd do a drawing of it and try it in 2 colors like we talked about. So I did a drawing, and then instead of doing 2 separate drawings, I put another piece of paper on top and held it up against the window with the light streaming through it and just traced it. So I didn't have to draw the whole thing again. And then I colored them in 2 different ways. I used all cool colors, all mostly blues and grays on this one, and yellows and oranges on this one. Do they make you feel a different way? They do to me. This one, even though you can still tell it's all run down and beat up, is kind of cheery to me. And this one looks like it's the start of kind of a creepy movie or something. So give it a shot. See what you come up with. I can't wait to see.